The Reserve Bank of Australia, which is Australia's central bank, has 9 board members. Not all are full-time, paid by the board, but they are all earning over $1 million in annual salary. They are responsible for setting our interest rates, but how can they connect with the Australian citizens whose average full-time salary is between $80,000 and $90,000 a year? These people are on $1 million. How do you associate? I just can't believe how they can associate with the person on the street that's earning $80,000, $90,000 a year. Again, this is all about reserve banks and central banks. What's your thoughts?
It can't be. And they realize that. They understand that, and they don't give a damn. I don't care where you live. It's the same kind of situation wherever you want to go. What do we have here? We have multi-billionaires trying to, first of all, we have a guy here, our president, who couldn't even run a casino. 3 of his casinos failed because he's such a great businessman. Not a businessman, Donald Trump, okay? He earned his money because he invested in real estate. That's really it, okay? He's not a businessman at all whatsoever. Couldn't run a casino. They should tell people something. But it's the same with world leaders everywhere. They don't care. They suck the system dry. They suck us all dry. They don't relate to us. We're nothing. We are nothing. We are a means to an end, and that's all. The elites here, the people that run the central banks, the people you were just talking about, they realize that the system is dying. They don't want you in gold. They don't want you in silver. They want to keep you in their slave system, period, the freaking end here. That is why they are collectively taking whatever they can get right now out of a system that is being erased right out of the economy, right out of the middle class, wherever you live around the world here. The people on the lower rung, they're done. They've already been sucked dry. We're seeing more people fall to the lower rung, and I said this would happen from over 10 years ago. The prior middle class people who have now done everything in their power, what's happening by you two, to maintain the illusion of a middle class existence, which means borrow and borrow and borrow until they can't borrow anymore. Then, of course, they end up on it. It's just, like sitting on the front row of a roller coaster into the pit of despair. That's all it is. And there's no way on this earth or off this earth or anyplace else that these $1 million earners here can connect with the regular guy or the regular girl and realize what they're going through in any way, shape, or form, nor do they care at all. There is no care. They've disconnected themselves from it. There's no empathy. There's no humanity anymore. It's a system run by devils. I call it devilism, period, the end. And it's only going to get worse. If anyone believes this is just going to change by some divine decree, ain't doing it, okay? My mom always told me growing up, God helps those who help themselves. Well, help yourself. And wake up to what's going on. And people's faith is misplaced. You can't serve 2 masters. I can go on and on about that too. But come on, man. People, wake up. Can't you see? They know it. Look, we're talking to the people, and I'm hoping we're going to get some new people to hear this stuff. But for the most part, it's probably the same with you guys than it is with me. You get a general crowd that listens to you, and they appreciate what you're saying. But what happens is even these people, when they get, let's say, maybe they hear something new they haven't heard before, and maybe they'll talk to 1 or 2 more people about it, and then of course what's going to happen is they're going to get the pushback, and then they don't want to hear it, and I don't blame people for it. I used to go out of my way, and I do to a certain degree, but not like I used to try to enlighten people and talk about it. Like if I talk to someone, they say engage in a conversation, and I just kind of feel them out. Maybe I try to talk to them about what's going on. And you can just automatically feel, all of a sudden they get this glassy-eyed look. They don't understand it. They don't want to understand it. They just want to go along with the way it is. And that's what world leaders like the ones and the central bankers like you just spoke to about. That's what they're hoping. And unfortunately, that's where we're in the spot we're in. But not people like us, all the people that follow our work.
Yeah, it's scary. It's scary for a lot of people. That's the point. They just don't want to go in too deep. But is that what is it? It's 1% of the population or thereabouts that purchase precious metals. That own an ounce of gold. Yeah. And they won't take their money out of the bank because they're scared they might get frozen. The bank account will get frozen. All this sort of things, right? And yet I feel I sleep very easily at night because both Darren and I own a lot of precious metals. We've been saving in the stuff for 27 years, right? And we don't need we don't really need bank accounts for our personal self. We need a bank account for run our business, yes. But I honestly wish that we could hurry up and go back to a gold standard. And there are some people out there that say, be careful of what you wish for. True to a point, but under a gold standard, and we didn't have a full gold standard from 1944 to 71, but I remember growing up as a 10-year-old, my mum and dad, she didn't work. My dad had what he did. He had his own small business, but one little small business could afford to pay for 3 children going to school. We never had any problems with clothing, never had any problems with food. Today, you're talking about salaries that are 20, 25, 30 times more, and you got all sorts of people living on the street. It is unbelievable how people don't recognise the fact that gold standards do work, right? They actually do work. They work extremely well.
But the issue is, okay, you guys are absolutely on target. What would happen? We would go from a debt-based system to a wealth-based system, and you see, the wealth-based system would allow the people to prosper, like you just said, but they can't. They were creating a slave planet. I mean, look, man, I want people to just research what I'm about to say. In times without even having a gold standard, okay? In times of higher rates, we have our president here talking about lower rates. We need lower rates. We need lower rates here. That's not what brings back prosperity. What brings back prosperity is higher rates. And again, in economics and finance, what do we know? We know that to have a strong economy, you need a strong currency. To have a strong currency would be great if we had a gold-backed currency. You're not going to get it, because that would, again, return power to the people instead of the bankers. So what they would do, if we raised rates here, purchasing power would increase and people would thrive. But that can't happen. We have to be dissolved. The people must be erased. They must be told a tale by someone they respect, some people love. Like, for example, our current president here, who has no idea, or any world leader. Again, they're all puppets. They all take their orders. It's the puppeteers are the ones telling them what to do, what to say, what script to follow here. But imagine if we had just one real world leader of a developed nation who actually came out and said, listen, man, we got this all backwards, because that's really the truth. It's backwards. We need to fix it. We need to build this from the bottom up. It ain't going to happen. The bottom is being erased, unfortunately. But people have an opportunity here to turn it around and make the system work for them, get out of fiat, keep only what you need in the bank, and that's it, just to transact. And unfortunately, their system, the rest of it, look, man, it's a no-brainer. You know what I'm going to say? And you guys are on top of it more than I am. It's get yourself gold, get yourself silver, and become sovereign. These make you sovereign. How else can I say this to people? I don't know another way. Again, you guys, I'm sure, know it a lot better than me. I'm preaching to the choir. But people that are listening, this is how you do it. Period. Listen to these guys. Don't listen to me. I'm just a guy on YouTube.